Hi everyone, it's us from Educators Outdoors. This is Helene Goddess, and I am Hot Diarrhea here to talk to you about our day one of our Appalachian Trail southbound hike.
It was a absolutely wonderful day. Exceeded our expectations. We woke up this morning. We set our alarm for about 4:45, but we were both awake probably by 4:15.
Yeah, 4:15, 4:20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, the
Anyway,
devil's lettuce.
yes. Anyway, so we got up and we got our bags loaded up on the shuttle that took everybody. I think there were like 14 or 15 people who were either hiking up Katahdin this morning or were getting ready to start a southbound hike. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But we got on there and got to the Katahdin Stream campground, got checked into our campsite, at least kind of temporarily, got our purple little Sobo through hiker cards, which was wonderful to get. And then we loaded up our day packs with snacks and
water,
drinks and stuff, and then we headed on up.
Yep. Got back down and did our camp setup, went and had the most delicious filtered cold Maine stream water, fresh from probably melting
Katahdin
snow.
Stream, yeah,
and absolutely delicious water. We have both Life Straw and Sawyer. And so, because I was so thirsty, I did partake of the Life Straw to get a couple of little cups of water, and it was absolutely the best water I've had in a long time. So cold and so clear and so delicious.
Yeah, I think we had all of our stuff spread out on the table, the picnic table, because the campsite we got has a covered picnic table. So we kind of set up the front half of the tent underneath that just in case. We got everything spread out on the picnic table. Really, I guess first of all, we considered today to be a tremendous success because we weren't sure what we're going to be able to do as far as climbing Katahdin goes. No, we did not get all the way to the top. I will tell you that's 5.2 miles. It's 5,000 feet of elevation change. We got probably just about halfway.
But we knew when we started that we weren't going to go all the way to top of Katahdin today. The weather was not favorable. It actually turned out to be pretty decent. But in our great plan, we had no intention of summiting Katahdin. So we were very happy with the time that we made and some of the conditions that we had to walk through.
Yeah, which was fantastic because the Sobo workshop that we attended yesterday, June 13th, Cody, aka Trash Panda, he said that the hike up Katahdin and back down is the hardest part of the Appalachian Trail for everyone. Northbound, southbound, doesn't matter. It is the hardest part.
Yeah.
And so even though we didn't get the whole thing done today, we can still come back and do it again later. So that's not going to be a problem. We can always still do that. You have 12 months basically to finish the entire trail if you need to do something like that. But also we felt like that just given the limitations that we're kind of putting on ourselves to make sure that we are able to do this 100-mile wilderness and just continue to go through Maine and New Hampshire, get the hardest part done.
Right.
The first two hardest states, because after that it's kind of, sort of, relatively easy, smooth sailing. But we got back here, we got our camp set up, just like Helene Goddess said. The only glitch that we kind of sort of spot washed our clothes, we cleaned ourselves, we had a delicious cold-soaked dinner, which was some of the Brunswick stew that I made from Mothership's vegetable soup that she'd given us.
Thank you, Mothership.
Weeks ago. I know, thank you, Mothership.
It was so lovely to have a soup made from something that my mother made at home.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And the only glitch, as silly as this sounds, I think the only glitch kind of that we ran into was kind of how to get into the tent. Because at least where we camped out, the ground was sort of sandy, sort of a fine, gritty sand. And we needed to wash our feet before we got into the tent as best we could anyway. And we couldn't figure out really how to do that the most effective way. So what we ended up doing was basically splashing water on our feet before we got into the vestibule, and that seemed to do okay.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking what I might try to do the next time is just take a bandana and wet it down and just kind of brush my feet off really well and wipe them down once I've kind of got my butt into the tent and have my feet out in the vestibule and just kind of do it that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you have better suggestions for how to do that or how you do it, again, we're trying to carry as little stuff as possible. So we have bandanas, we have some water bottles, and we have a couple of plastic or silicone collapsible cups. So if you have any suggestions, please leave comments below, because we're just going to try different methods, but just if you have a method that you find works best for you or that you want to suggest, that's completely fine. Just let us know.
Yeah. So our dinner was good. I can't say enough nice things about this campground. It's fantastic. The privies are spotless. It's just a great place. The rangers, both of the ones that we talked to today, were absolutely amazing. Taylor and Pete.
I think Pete, yes,
maybe.
So.
Anyway, shout out to them. They are fantastic. This is a wonderful park, and it is really something special. I've never seen anything like it.
It is, and what makes it so special is that, and I'm not sure if you know the story behind the park itself, but basically a former governor of Maine wanted to preserve this area from any kind of industrialization or commercialization. He didn't want to see things go the way that he saw the National Park Service, some of the park sites going. And so he bought this land and just donated money for the upkeep and just got more land and more land and more land. And basically, Baxter State Park is dedicated to wildlife first, conservation first, recreation second.
Right.
And so when you come here to camp out or hike or whatever, first you have to make very special reservations if you're going to camp. But second, there's no running water except for the streams and the creeks. There are no sinks, there are no showers, there's nothing like that.
So they really take that protect the park from the people seriously.
Yes, they really do.
So,
and that's what makes it so special.
Yeah, this is a beautiful place. On the way up Mount Katahdin, we just couldn't help but just stop and just look at everything, because we were seeing this kind of stuff for the first time. It was really, really something. I mean, Georgia has a lot of beauty, and I've traveled throughout the West, and it has a lot of beauty, but there is something very special about these woods.
Yeah,
so
very special.
Definitely. Yeah. Anyway, we could go on and on forever.
Yeah, we could.
But
it's been quite a day.
It's been a really, really, really good day. I'm proud of both of us.
Yes.
So anyway, I guess we'll stop for here. We may do another one just to keep this one from being so long if we think of anything else that we want to say.
Yep.
But our southbound hike has officially started.
So good night, everybody.
Good night.
Sleep well, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.